All right, so it's Friday. Got a little bit late start today, but that's just how it goes. I've been really trying to just catch up on some rest. I went to bed early last night just because I just feel drained, both mentally and physically. And it's part of being an entrepreneur where you have that weight on your shoulders, I guess, and I've felt it a lot more these past couple months because business has been, very slow. We'll have, good spikes, which is fine, but then when it tapers out, I'm still making sales, but now it's just like dropped off a cliff, and I'm a little worried, to be honest. It's I have clients that are still making sales, so they're bringing in revenue because I have to print their stuff. But me personally, I don't have, my shirts, my stuff isn't selling, and I need to be better about how I market and how I present my stuff on the website. So that's kind of one of the things I wanted to focus on this weekend was retooling my website to optimize it for sales. And during the baseball season, it's easy because I just have my baseball stuff up there, and that sells a lot. And in years past, it's been a nice grind through the baseball season into the postseason, and by late November, December, I'm like, I could use the rest. I'm ready to chill out and think of new ideas for the next year. But the last 2 years, it's been stupid slow in October, and I can't let what the Astros do affect my business. I need to ride their wave when they're going good, but when they're not doing so great, I've got to have other things going that supplement that, and I need to grow into other markets of merch, not just kind of Astros related or whatnot. So that's why I've been telling myself get into general stuff, Houston stuff, Texas stuff, and it just, the ideas haven't clicked. They haven't come out, and I'm like genuinely worried about my business, my business sales, because I don't want to just count on my other clients to make the sales to keep me going. That's not, because they could change their mind. They could, go somewhere else, or they could, sell their business, and then I don't have that business. And so I'm back in that predicament of letting others determine my state of being, my with my my bank account, essentially. So I need a change. I need something to click, because it feels like I've coasted too long. I've made some mistakes, just like any business does, but it's kind of piling up, and I'll get this great surge, and I'm starting to dig out, and then it's something else comes up, like the printer got down, had an issue, so it was down for a month or whatever it was, and having to pay that, and I'm not getting that machine is not making me money, so I'm having to take stuff off the website, and then when I put it back on, thinking, oh yeah, all my sales are going to come back, I don't have anything, I don't see anything, and it's disheartening. And I need to come up with new ideas and new ways of, SEO and marketing and, ads and, whatever it is that'll kind of give me that boost that I need so I can succeed. That's the whole name of the game. So that's my little daily vlog into the office here, into the shop, to see how this Friday goes. I'm busy today. I do have shirts to print up for one of my clients. I have to go pick up some DTF stuff that I'm working on with a client. It's 100% polyester, and they're only doing, I think there was like 15 shirts, so it didn't make sense to screen print because it was multicolored and it was for an event. So DTF was the way to go on that. But I don't have my own DTF machine, so I have to go do it, send it to a person that I trust and go pick it up. And I saw that they're selling their machine on Facebook Marketplace. And so, I read the description. They're going out of business, or I forgot what they said. They're closing it down. Which, I tried various DTF people, and I really like them. They're cool guys, and they're semi-close to me, and they're quick. But I guess they didn't have enough business to keep it going. So that's also disheartening. And again, another strike. Against, kind of my workflow, which, I've used them for, 2 or 3, different projects, and, I do like the way they work, but I wish that could have worked out. Other than that, just wish me luck. Hopefully I get this thing together, things turn around, and I can support myself with just my shirts, and all my other clients are just icing on the cake. Let's do that. But right now I'm relying on them. I love their business, and I appreciate them, trusting me with their stuff. And let's just see how it goes. So,
today was a tough one, not gonna lie. It's just a busy day, and I got the things I needed to get done. Essentially had a little mess up on an expensive shirt, which I'm already spending a lot of money on, and it just says it is what it is. I don't get a lot of mistakes like that, and it was a little costly, but nothing to fret about. But we live and learn, right? And now it's on to a nice little dinner.
So it's been a tough week, tough day. Had a big mistake today. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it's not that big, but it's just, it's already been a tough week, and today was, a tough day. So I guess it hit me a little bit harder. And it happens, but the good thing is that I get to go have dinner with family today. We're saying our goodbyes to Kim Sun restaurant there in downtown. They have other locations, I'm sure, but that one's kind of special to us. So we're gonna go have dinner tonight on their last weekend. And that's the prize for getting through this weekend. And I just want to say, especially for your entrepreneur friends, check in on them, support them, even if it's not financially. I've said it before, just watch their videos all the way through. If they post on social, make a little comment, not just a fire emoji, just say, hey, keep it up, keep going. It means a lot. It helps get their word out. So it means a lot. And it's those are just the little things, the little free things that you can do for your entrepreneur family and friends. So take advantage when you can, because I know that they'll appreciate that. And any little thing helps. It's not just you ordering from them. It's not just not asking for a discount. It's just those little things, and send them a text. Check in on them every once in a while. But, all right, thanks for stopping by. This is a nice little Friday drive home. Hopefully a nice Friday night with friends and family to forget about this week. Full disclosure, I had recorded this as soon as I got in the car from the office. I don't live too far from the office. And I said essentially the same thing I just said, but I started crying because I just had a bad week. And I'm kind of glad I didn't record it. I just needed to kind of get it out. But, I just want to appreciate everybody who, sends nice messages, does all the nice free things, and consider, the financial stuff where, you support, your friends and family with orders and stuff like that. So thank you. All right. See you later.